Fight commentary breakdowns here. Karateka, of course, in the gi. And that's Victor. Victor's an MMA fighter who's trying to incorporate Bajiquan, a Kung Fu system, into his art. So last time he tested it against a Muay Thai guy that was just a little too in his prime. So this time Victor's trying to show us some of the things that he has figured out, so to speak. So that kind of step and flick jab that the karatekas love throwing due to their point fighting style. Not too effective, but you know, it definitely works to annoy and distract. That was an amazing kick. Is that a ura mawashigiri for those of you who know karate? Is that an ura mawashigiri? That was a regular mawashigiri. So, so far Victor's been very gentle. Ooh, karate guy trying to foot sweep. Victor has that overhook on one arm. Again, it's that point fighting type of thing, right? The karate guy with his chin all out. Look at Victor. Oh, Victor's going. That was definitely a chop right there. A Bajiquan chop. Look at that. Oof. Victor had his left arm there to prevent the kick from getting to his face. Trying to grapple the MMA guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened to the cameraman? What happened to the cameraman? So, by the way, shout out Chen Yu Fei. Right up here. Our man Chen Yu Fei for capturing this. Everyone needs to go follow him ASAP. There him. Now, here we have another karateka. And by the way, Chen Yu Fei sparred these guys too. So we've already seen these karatekas and some of them are taekwondo. So let's see, here we go. So again, another karateka. Much more combos in this karateka. Victor's got a different stance than a standard Muay Thai guy. Victor's kind of doing these almost clinch range, trapping range punches that he probably incorporated from Bajiquan. Look at that. He's not really hitting him hard, but he's showing that I could have hit you like 20 times. Like Karateka could have gotten 20 short range punches to the face. Look at that. You see that? That little mini uppercut. I like this one. Like, Victor's kind of able to show more of what he can do. Ooh, he's using the elbow to distract. Ooh, look at that. Another. He's almost bridging like in Wing Chun. You know, after all, I mean, from my understanding, let's see, Bajiquan. I'm sure Bajiquan has some Shaolin influences. I sometimes get Bajiquan confused with Hanggar Hongjia. Hongjia, of course, has Shaolin influences, but you know, the three systems of Chinese martial arts that I really would love to learn that I've never learned anything about is Choi Li Fu, Cai Li Fu, Hongquan, Hanggar, and then of course Bajiquan. Those are the three that seem to be formidable on top of that too. So Victor, of course, is the Baji guy, in addition to MMA and Muay Thai. So I interviewed Onassis Parangal. He fought in UFC 5. He was the Hanggar guy who won. And he said a lot of these traditional guys, if they can increase the strength of their downstream as in, you know, these types of more extended strikes, then maybe people won't want to fight them in kind of the punch kick range and want to grapple with them. And then you can use some of your Wing Chun or your Baji or your whatever specialties that never get used if you can't even get within or you can't beat them in the extended striking range. So anyways, I will bring you guys that interview soon. I'm so happy I interviewed. He goes by O. I interviewed O. So Victor has him clinched up, just throwing knees. This is standard Muay Thai. Karate guy's trying to clinch knee back. Not too effective. So that was a little final punch over the top right there. So that was pretty cool. So now Victor's going to take on Yufei. Yufei, you could say, is Taiwanese fight commentary breakdowns, or I am the American version of Yufei, except Yufei tests himself a lot more. I'm much more of a casual novice. What do you call it? Journeyman. He's much more of a semi-pro, Yufei, this MMA guy. So knowing that Victor's so much bigger, it's good strategy for Yufei to want to be in sort of more the grappling range, but right now he's in that trapping range, that notorious trapping range that very, very less likely to occur in most matches. But Victor has the MMA fundamentals on top of the fact that he's bigger and longer. So I think we're seeing there's certain ways of trapping that could work. Like if you're Anderson Silva and you're usually taller than your opponents, then you can make certain Wing Chun techniques work. That was some great Bajiquan right there. Look at that. Victor using these interesting blocking patterns that we don't see in Muay Thai and MMA standard. Orthodox MMA. Isn't it funny that MMA has its orthodox stuff? Anyways, Yufei just got neon bellied. Yeah, there you go. You gotta get out of the neon belly. Oh, Yufei, man, what are you doing? Oh, man. This is more just jiu-jitsu. There's maybe a little bit of hand fighting, a little bit of chain punching, but this is mostly just a jiu-jitsu match now. One way to escape this is to get a knee shield. The issue is when there's strikes raining down, it gets hard to be like, okay, yeah. So the tendency is to try to control their arms, but if you control their arms, your arms also aren't there to post frames. So a little bit differences in how jiu-jitsu versus, let's say, grappling in MMA work. So you face gripping the legs sometimes, maybe trying to go for sweeps or leg locks. See, look at that. But at an extreme disadvantage right here. Great controlled sparring. So now they're doing another round. This is great. Yufei's trying to step up the aggression, step up his combos. I think that's a good idea. Don't play into his game, right? Oof. Ooh, look at that. I love that. Oof. His punch reached Yufei in a much quicker way due to the angle. There's something to be said about learning certain strikes that might not have as much power, but it doesn't matter sometimes if it prevents them from hitting you and frustrates them. Look at that. Look at that. Almost like slap-like motions. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Okay, I've done similar patterns in Kung Fu before, so I see. It's all connected after all. That's interesting. Look at that. Yeah, I've definitely done patterns like that. You see a lot of that in Choi Li Fu too, but wow. Yufei definitely is getting flustered. He's playing into Victor's game. The fact that Victor can kind of land these strikes. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Kick, Yufei. What happened to your kicks, man? There you go. Kick at his leg. Kick at Victor's legs. There we go. Don't get flustered. It's almost like Yufei's playing Victor's game, which is like this sort of hand fighting, hand trapping type of punch game. And it's like Yufei obviously has other tools. Like, what happened to your kicks right here? So, Yufei's getting backed up. Oof, it happens to the best of us, man. I'm not saying I can do better, okay? But we're just observing from an objective perspective.